Well, I don't have a special presentation to you in English, but I'm gonna try to translate everything and do it very quickly to be in time. But as Massimo said, for us, it's very important what is happening right now in Ecuador because of this referendum. That is a referendum very special because it's the first one that borns in the citizens. It's not a referendum that made a politician or a president but it's from the people. So for achieve this, we needed to struggle 10 years in different instances where we got at least 2 frauds from the politicians in turn that take us this possibility. So right now we are working on this campaign to promote yes to this referendum. The question that we are putting in referendum is the next one is that is in Spanish, obviously, but what it says is that if you agree to that the Ecuadorian government maintain the oil underground of the 43 block in the ground. That is like the synthesis of the question, and it's very important this place because, as you will see, Yasuní is a very special place in the Amazon, in the Ecuadorian Amazon, then that is known as the most biodiverse place in the world. Yasuní was one of the places that in the age of ice didn't get frost, so it became like a refugee for all the species, and that's why it has these levels of biodiversity. So well, it's in between two rivers, in the Napo River and Curaray River in the Amazon of Ecuador. It's like 982 hectares, and is also a biosphere reserve from the UNESCO. Well, this is important. This is the one of the studies that is been made in Yasuní that shows that is the most biodiverse place in the world. You can see there that we have different groups, amphibians, birds, plants, mammals, and all these groups are concentrated in Yasuní. So as you can see, this is the Ecuadorian Amazon, and in this point is where we are wanting to maintain the oil underground. So it is very important because of this. We have a lot of mammals, as I said. We have also a lot of birds, amphibians, fish, reptiles, and insects, a lot of insects. We have more plants than in this place. In 1 hectare of this place, we have more plants and trees that in the whole North American continent. This is, and there is also well, we are working in this project for many reasons, but one is because of the biodiversity. You know, the biodiversity is important for pollination, for the water cycles, for medicine, and for a lot of and other reasons. And we are struggling to show this to the people right now, that we have a big campaign of the oil companies and the government against us, and also showing the climate crisis that is happening in the whole world, but also in Ecuador. Here we have 3 natural disasters that we know that they are not natural, that are related to the fossil fuels. So, for example, right now in the coast, we have big problems also in the city, in the capital, all related with with this climate change. Also in Yasuní, we have a very special group of humans that the name is Tagaeri Taromenane, that are known as isolated indigenous, and also Waorani, Quichuas, Shuar, and this group of isolated indigenous that the name is Tagaeri Taromenane, and also Duga Kaeri. This is a house of Duga Kaeri, for example. And in this territory, we have also oil, as I said, so they are wanting to they are exploiting all this territory for many years, but we are working to maintain the heart of this territory, that is Yasuní ITT, known as 43 block. And well, here's like a little bit of graphics, so you can see how is the story of Yasuní. Because of the time, I won't tell everything. Just gonna pass this. But here's how the blocks that we have in Yasuní. Many decades we have all these blocks, and what we are doing is struggling just for this block. That is there, the 43 block. That is the heart of Yasuní. It's very important for the lives of the people that lives there in isolation mainly. And so we have there like 3 reasons. First, climate change, also the biodiversity, but also the people that lives there in isolation. This is what they are doing there. This is a road that they say that is a sendero ecológico, but obviously it's not. This is a mechero of Eden that is also in Yasuní. This is the block. This is also block 43. And this is the road that I was saying. Here we have a map that shows all the threads that we have in Yasuní ITT and Yasuní in general, that are related to the oil buildings and infrastructure related to this. So there's a lot of impacts with the oil extraction. Also, the oils, what it have bring to Yasuní is deforestation, oil spills, contamination, lost biodiversity, and a lot of poor and inequity, violence, deaths, everything related to the oil extraction. So that's why we are working for this referendum that, as was said, I said before, we are working 10 years ago on this, and it was a struggle, a giant struggle against oil companies and the 3 governments that we have in these 10 years. Any government want to keep the oil underground for obvious reasons. So I think it's very interesting what is happening right in Ecuador, because even if they didn't want to, now we have this referendum. Even the political class didn't want to have this referendum to maintain the oil underground. We did a kind of bypass to the politics, to the traditional politics, and now we have this process that is democracia directa, direct democracy, and we can win the first time in the world to maintain the oil underground, even if the politics are against. So I think this is a very important thing, a historical thing that we need to share in the whole world and replicate in where we can. I won't like tell about all the things that we need to do to achieve this referendum. But what is important now is that we have a campaign against, a big campaign against the consultation about against the referendum, mainly, as I said, with the money of the oil extraction companies, with the mining companies, with the government, and they are saying that we're gonna lose a lot of money, that this is very that is terrible for the economy of the country, and that we wanna lose dollarization, for example, and things like that are not true. That they're saying a lot of lies, and that's why it's very important to ask right now to the international community that help us in this campaign to show the truth of what is the most important thing. That's not the oil that we have underground, but the life that we have above.